Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. And it's coming up next.
We come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Cade York set to do the honors here, and we are underway from Cleveland. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills. The ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
First play, Wilson wants to throw it. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The first carry now. This is Williams. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He released that block, and it almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense, but to get him here on his opening drive of the ballgame, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson.
And he makes it so difficult for all defenses because when he's got the ball, it's hard to say when a play is truly over because he can create from any spot on the field and in any situation, even when it appears that he's contained. When he's running your offense, a big play could arrive from any possible spot.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully. Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says, our guy is better than your guy's up. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 18. We're scoreless after 1. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Watson looks to throw again. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Browns post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass. Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter. 7-0 ball game. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. And get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there? Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6. York on now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Denver's offense now set to go.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
And still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation, because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And they will take over first and 10. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it first and 10 at their 36-yard line. Watson.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
After the interception, here's Wilson. His throw incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenges. This series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
To throw again on second down. Wilson steps away to his left.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
A chance of wasting this great starting field position. A real threat. This is third and long. Throwing is Wilson.
They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Well, this one is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
York now for the extra point.
And it is now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Wilson.
And he's taken down. This will be a Browns sack. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Denver. And this tells the story right here. As a unit, negative yards passing through 2 quarters of play. That is something you almost never see. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their own 27. Watson now to throw. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Watson.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
3rd quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10.
To the air yet again, Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And he picked up another first down there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Watson. And he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Chubb is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
York on now for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. That time, a 9-play drive. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Montrell Washington on the return from his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Wilson.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Greedy Williams picks it off, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
York now for the extra point.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And did he get the football to break the play? No, he did not. They'll say he's out of bounds shy of the goal line, and they'll be denied on the 2-point conversion.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big, you really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Buying time to his left. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On first and 10, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jordan Elliott coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now. And if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. There's a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. There goes Green. 20, 10, 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, it's been a fantastic game for this defense. It has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Hoping to hold a nice little spot in the first game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
The York on now for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton